Good evening, Felipe, and welcome to this, your essay correction. Well done for getting these in. I can already see that they are absolutely smashing. Normally, when I see a long essay, I think that it's going to be full of nonsense, but already having read a little bit through yours, I think that most of the corrections I make today will be small. It just seemed to already make a lot of sense. But let's start. When I try to listen for when I read something different from how it is written, that's how you know that it's supposed to be a correction. But I'll do them as I go along. So, whether the exponential growth of technology that we have experienced over the past decade is bringing us positive or negative consequences. See, that is already a little bit long. It's not that it doesn't make sense. It's perfectly grammatically correct. But for a sentence, it just goes on too long. So we're referring to whether the growth of technology is positive or negative. So we don't need all of this. We need to, in English, try to speak as efficiently as possible. So fewer words is better. So let's have a see what we can do. I like exponential growth. Whether the consequences of the exponential growth of technology are positive or negative is a matter of discussion these days. So what is additional here is this. The exponential growth of technology has happened, because we're saying it, so we've definitely experienced it, so we don't need to state it. And also, it's been more than a decade, so I would just leave this bit out completely and rephrase it. So it's whether the consequences of the exponential growth of technology are positive or negative is a matter of discussion these days. Whilst technology has and will continue to adapt itself to support humans to live to our potential, so it's to reach our potential, or to live up to our potential is the two phrases. To reach our potential or to live up to our potential. They both talk of approaching a limit, live up to, or reach. It is also affecting people in negative aspects, such as making us intellectually weaker. So I would say, actually, up here, whether the consequences of the exponential growth of technology are positive, or whether it is making us intellectually weaker is a matter of discussion these days. And then you can just take out that entire sentence. So you see how we can still say the same thing, but with fewer words. As when we use really long sentences, we tend to make additional errors as well that we wouldn't make had we kept them nice and trim. So this standard sentence there, that's good. On the one hand, new technologies, comma, by adapting to human needs. So I would rephrase that because already we've got two commas. So we've got, on the one hand, new technologies adapting and supporting to unleash our potential. So I would say, on the one hand, new technologies are supporting us to unleash our potential by constantly adapting to human needs. Advances in AI, robotics, and 3D printing are encouraging individuals to delegate several activities and even jobs to machines. Yep. Thanks to these developments, people can focus more on developing other skills, such as their creativity. You could even say, yeah, no, actually that's fine. A recent research project or a recent study or a recent research project conducted by the Innovation Department of Australia demonstrated that organisations that automate and delegate their processes to machines are 10 times more creative than businesses that don't. It can be said that by ongoing adaptation to human needs, technology allows individuals to thrive. Yeah, I would say by continuing to adapt to, or by the ongoing adaptation, or due to the ongoing adaptation. But let's have a think of a better phrase. I suppose what we could say, because while technology is adapting to our needs, what that's essentially doing is bringing us convenience. So with every time we hand a job over, it means something becomes easier and quicker and more convenient. So it can be said that through ever-increasing convenience, technology allows individuals to thrive. So we're talking essentially about a loss of burdens, aren't we? We're talking about people having less responsibilities because they can delegate them to machines. So it can be said that through ever-increasing convenience, technology allows or permits individuals to thrive. Cool. On the other hand, technology is making people intellectually dependent on it. We depend on things. The main reason for this is because every person who has the internet on their mobile device can access knowledge instantly. As a consequence, individuals are no longer encouraged to improve their intellect. Cool. We could even say, let's say the main reason for this is that instant access to knowledge discourages the improvement of one's intellect. So you're saying convenience is the enemy. You're saying with these two sentences here, you could in one sentence say that instant access to knowledge deters or discourages people from improving their intellect. And then we've got one sentence. Google has demonstrated that users ask for similar data through their platform on a constant basis. I would say Google has demonstrated that users issue the same requests, or issue repeated requests, or request the same thing. Because what we're saying is that people constantly check their phone for pretty much the same thing, because they're not remembering it. They're going to Google to check it over and over again. So Google has demonstrated that users seek the same information through their platform on a constant basis. Or I'd say repeated basis, because we can say then Google has demonstrated that users seek the same information through their platform on a regular basis. Or repeated basis, sorry, saying my own words wrong. This clearly demonstrates that consumers rely on Google to remember things. Yes, thus it is clear that technology is affecting our intelligence negatively. Right. Although technology has and will continue to support us to evolve, it can't be neglected. So that needs to be reshuffled. Again, it's a bit wordy. Your writing makes sense. And you don't make that many mistakes, but you just need to trim it down a bit. That's all. Make it a bit simpler. Not so many words. So, although technology has and will, so the thing here is that has requires this verb to be conjugated in past perfect. Has continued, it would be. So this phrase here in an academic essay, although in speech that would be okay, but in an academic essay, to confuse these tenses in a single phrase causes a little bit of trouble. But we could say, we could even start with this. So we could say, regarding our intellect, the negative impacts of technology cannot be discounted. Discounted means disregarded or not. I was going to say not regarded. But discounted, ignored, disregarded. So regarding our intellect, the negative impacts of technology cannot be discounted, regardless of the fact that it continues to support us. I wouldn't say to evolve, because that's very strictly what are they called? A biologist or a zoologist or an anthropologist would talk about evolution, Darwinism. So it's the loose meaning of evolve, meaning to change or to grow, doesn't really have that place there. So I would say, regarding our intellect, the negative consequences of technology cannot be discounted, regardless of the extent to which they support us, or it supports us, regardless of the extent to which it supports us. The technology is supporting us, so regardless of the extent to which it supports us. Cool. So you've only got a few phrases making up that sentence. Regardless of the extent to which it supports us, the negative effects cannot be discounted. Regarding our intellect, in the future, as we become more educated, users will learn how to utilize technology to potentiate their intelligence while developing creativity and other unique human traits. So again, the reason that we use few words is to ensure that we stick to our argument, and that we don't talk around it. So I might even say here, in the future, as we become more educated, users will learn how to utilize technology. Not this bit, but I would say users will learn how to utilize technology in a more complementary manner, maybe. To be used in a complementary manner gives the impression that it's being used only to complement the personality, that it's an addition, but the personality is the main feature. Because at the moment, what we're doing, I feel, is giving ourselves over to technology fully and losing aspects of our personality. So I think that one there. But like I said, the biggest thing for you is just to trim down your words slightly so you stick really close to your idea. Because we don't need to talk about other human traits. There's a couple of other things, but yeah, listen to the minor corrections and try to trim down your words, maybe with some more precise language, but just don't be tempted, or notice when you are tempted to write a really long sentence and then think, how can I make that shorter? Let's get used to editing. So here's your letter. Let's quickly run through this. There tends to be not very many mistakes in these, so it shouldn't take too long at all. Dear Sir or Madam, cool. I firmly believe that there is a right fit between the job that you are advertising and my professional experience. Cool. A good fit, a right fit, I suppose either's fine. Since I was 3 years old, I have been surfing on a constant basis. The ocean was my second school and eventually became my university. I received my first qualification as a surf instructor when I was 12 years old at the Aloha University, located on the island of Kauai. This is a very nice paragraph. Well done. Surfing is an activity that has enhanced my life in every aspect. That's good, and that's correct. But when we say in every aspect, you could also say in every respect. It has helped me in every respect. It just means in exactly the same thing. Every aspect, every area, every abstract idea. In every respect or in every aspect. For this reason, I feel highly rewarded when I see my students riding waves. In particular, so not particularly, but in particular, when they begin doing it without my support. Or when they no longer require my support. When they no longer require my support, it gives the reader the impression of a teacher waving off their student. You know, it's slightly nicer. For more than 20 years, I've been teaching a variety of students from more than 30 different countries how to surf. I have administered and managed 12 different surf schools in Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Australia, Chile and Brazil. Certainly, I am fully equipped with all the necessary skills to become your new surf instructor. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, I would say, and potentially catching some waves together. Because this is assumptive. It's too confident in a job application letter. You're saying, I'm looking forward to hearing from you. You can expect this. It's reasonable to expect this. But catching some waves together, that's their decision. Because you're applying... Oh, not them, sorry. The person who's reading this, it's their decision whether you catch waves together or not. So you are not yet permitted to look forward to catching waves together. But that's a very minor point of social etiquette. So I would say, and potentially catching waves together. That would be more polite because you're letting the person know that the decision is theirs. Never assume if the decision is not yours. But otherwise, that's fine. You sign off. If you've got dear sir or madam, that is also correct. Yeah, mostly good. Almost perfect, actually. Nice. So yeah, have a really good listen through these. Write down your personal error list. Have a correct. And send us your new essays. It's nice that you're still here. You're improving a lot. In fact, considerable amount. The main thing for you is just to get some efficiency going. But well done again, pal. I'll speak to you again very, very soon.